Due to the interference of unknown cosmic rays, some plants and animals on Earth have evolved into new organisms, and humans call them phantom beast. Our main character was Li Wengxuan, and he's 18 years old. In order to treat his sister's leg disease, he gave up his studies and his dream of becoming a beastmaster and became a low-level phantom miner instead. While outside, he heard on the large screen that the TV program had invited Ms. Kelly, one of the strongest S-class beastmasters in the world, to explain a topic. That caught Wengxuan's attention. She stated that most of the phantom beasts needed the same attribute type of the ores to evolve, but some of the special phantom beasts also have other means to evolve. The TV host asked her for more information about it. She shared that some special beasts can complete their evolution by absorbing special emotions. Wengxuan didn't finish the show and went on his way. Some of the phantom beasts had taken over the jobs that once belonged to humans, and the humans who can't control the beasts have to do the lowest level of jobs in order to survive. Those are phantom miners. Phantom miners enter the phantom beast secret realm and dig for different attributes of ores in the secret realm. Although the ore used to upgrade the beasts was very valuable, the wages of those phantom miners were very low. And it can't be helped because phantom beasts not only work harder than humans, they are even cuter than humans. Wengxuan passed by a stall whose shop owner was a red fox. He ordered 2 meat buns. Unexpectedly, someone noticed him. The middle-aged man gave him food from the new phantom restaurant. He called this person Uncle Wang and thanked him. But the other people who saw him weren't happy to see him. They think that with his small body, he can barely move a few pieces of ore each time, and in the end, he still gets the same amount of money as them. To them, it was unfair. Wengxuan understood that they're not satisfied, but he hoped that they tone it down a bit. Wang scolded them and told them Wengxuan was still young, and if not for his sister, he would have become a beastmaster long ago. Wengxuan told him that it's true that his physical condition wasn't great, but he promised to work hard and move a few more pieces of ore. Uncle Wang insists that it's those guys who were wrong. Someone arrived while they were quarreling, and the way it goes, it made him think that they were ready to enter the secret realm to mine. The man was in a sleeveless suit, had defined muscles, with shoulder-length dark hair. He checked his watch and asked them if there's anyone who needs to prepare because if not, they would enter the secret realm. His magic swirled around his hand, and his eyes glowed in yellow, and the portal in front of him opened. He started going through it. Then he glanced at others, and they followed him. Wengxuan was determined to move more ore this time, so others won't gossip about him anymore. They asked how they would divide the work, and if the old way would work. They suggested pairing Wang with Wengxuan since he's taking care of him anyways. Wengxuan knew they decided to give Wang a hard time. Wang stopped him and accepted their decision. He apologized to him for causing him trouble. But to Wang, it was nothing. He just encouraged him to work hard. An hour later. Wengxuan was already tired, but he was determined not to hold down Wang no matter how tired he was. Suddenly, they heard someone screaming. They wondered what was going on. They hurried towards the sound. One of the miners reported that the man in the suit killed someone. A wolf had bitten a man and he's dead. The man in the suit was quiet, but he looked at them. Wengxuan and Wang were surprised. One of the miners told this man that this phantom beast had gone crazy since it bit someone to death. They urged him to take care of it quickly and just stop standing there in a daze. Another man yelled to call an ambulance. The man told them not to worry because he will let his nightmare wolf kill them all too. The wolf charges towards them. The wolf attacked them and they screamed for help while the others ran and left. Wengxuan stood there stunned while an idea came on to him. He remembered the interview that he watched when the guest explained that some phantom beasts can evolve into stronger individuals by devouring negative emotions of humans. For example, anger, despair, etc. She warned the public that if they encounter such phantoms in the wild, they had to be extremely careful. Wengxuan instructed them not to run around and gather together. He urged them not to panic, otherwise it will make the nightmare wolf even stronger. The Beastmaster wants them to panic to make the nightmare wolf evolve, so he encourages them not to panic. Everyone stopped while they listened to him say that they can defeat the nightmare wolf. The Beastmaster didn't expect that someone as frail like him would have such a clear mind. He admitted that just as Wengxuan said, the dark attribute nightmare wolf needs to devour the negative emotions from their deaths to evolve. He gave them 2 choices. One is to listen to that brat, unite and fight his nightmare wolf. They would see if they can subdue the nightmare wolf before it kills them, or they kill each other so that the nightmare wolf can absorb enough energy to evolve. The miners looked at each other. Wengxuan knew that they mustn't be misled by him. He needed to find a way to calm everyone down. Otherwise, everyone would kill each other. He noticed something. It was the tattoo on the man's biceps. It was the tattoo of the Phantom Beast criminal organization called Shadow Hunters, which makes the man a criminal. The Beastmaster gave them 5 seconds to think. He started the countdown. Wang Xuan yelled at them to calm down and not believe the Beastmaster because he wasn't a good person at all. But before he could finish what he's saying, he felt a pang of pain. He coughed up blood. Then he glared at them. To his surprise, it was Wang who hit him. He asked him why. Wang trembled as he explained that he didn't want to die. He told him that he took care of him before, so he should at least die for him, especially when he had a wife and kids at home while Wang Xuan had nothing. He screamed how he doesn't want to fight a nightmare wolf because there was no way a human could defeat a phantom beast. So, he just wanted him to die for him and his family. Wang Xuan cursed at him. He was about to punch him until he saw something on his peripherals. Another miner had hit him with a pickaxe. He fell on the ground. Our boy called them bastards, but those miners towered over him, while the others fought each other. The Beastmaster was glad. He encouraged his nightmare wolf to quickly absorb the emotions and evolve. It was pure chaos. The Beastmaster didn't expect that the energy it generated from killing each other would be more than what he generated from doing the killing. He was truly pleased. A few minutes later, some miners were left exhausted while the others were dead. Wang thought they had already survived. One miner looked at Wang Xuan's corpse and asked what they should do. He looked at Wang Xuan's face and stayed silent. Then he kicked him towards the water, and he replied that they would just tell others that they encountered a mining accident. They planned and aligned their statements before they left the cave. Meanwhile, Wang Xuan was sinking on the bottom of the water, barely conscious, and he's worried about Xiaoyan if he dies because nobody would take care of her. She expects him to go home that day, and because of that, he wanted to live. He also wanted to get revenge on that bastard Wang Jianguo and the Beastmaster. He was filled with betrayal, hate, and anger. It was such a strong desire for revenge that someone thinks he can be put to good use. Unexpectedly, a phantom beast entrusts its power to him, with the hope that he will be the one to bring total destruction to the world that enslaves them. Black mist was absorbed on his body. There was a small ripple in the water until the hand shot up. Our MC was back and he was gasping for air, his brows furrowed. When he saw that the bastards were gone, he got out of the water together with a pink cat creature. He coughed up afterwards. When he came to his senses, he realized that the wound was gone. When he saw the creature in front of him, he wondered if that unconscious strawberry cat was the one who saved him. But as far as he knows, strawberry cats don't have any healing abilities. Suddenly, a screen appeared in front of him. It looked like a game interface, and it notified him that the beast evolution system had been activated. He was given a mission to sign a phantom beast contract with the strawberry cat. He was to read that because it could mean that he can become a beast master, and he needed to be one so he could take revenge on those bastards. He glanced at the strawberry cat. He had no idea why the strawberry cat appeared, but since it's there, he took the chance to make it his phantom beast. When he touched it, it groaned. He didn't expect it to be awake. It jumped away when it saw him. It assumed a martial arts pose, while meowing like it was copying Foshan Ip Man. Wang Xuan tried to explain that he didn't mean any harm, and that he was actually the one who rescued them from the bottom of the lake, but the strawberry cat had punched him. It had a smug look on its face when it saw him fall. Wang Xuan got annoyed with it. When it saw him getting up, it assumed combat position again. Meanwhile, at the exit of the portal, after having scratches, Wang Xuan passes through it with the unconscious strawberry cat in his arms. Someone noticed the portal, and they went to check on who's coming out, but he doesn't want them to know that he's still alive. So he hid while peeking on who arrived. It was the chief foreman and one member of the miners' team, but when those two arrived, they were puzzled when there was no one. They decided to just leave because there's no way anyone would still be alive. They conversed how Wang was so unlucky for losing so many of his good friends. They empathized with him when they saw him coming out screaming at the top of his lungs to rush in and save them, but Liu stopped him. In addition to that, the Beastmaster was also missing. But they didn't worry anymore since it had been 5 hours since the mine disaster, and it was impossible for anyone to be found alive. Wang Xuan was so angry because if it hadn't been for the backstabbing bastard Wang, there wouldn't be so many people who would have died. He vowed to make him pay. He got out from hiding and noticed something on the way. A woman noticed him. She asked him where he had been when his house was on fire. They had called for help, and the fire brigade would arrive soon. But they haven't seen Xian. Wang Xuan rushed inside while screaming Xian's name. They tried to stop him, but he still entered the burning building. He knocked on their door while yelling if she's in there. He kept banging the door until he heard her. He told her to wait for him. He inserts his key and tried to unlock it, but the door won't open. He kept trying until he broke the handle. And he lost his balance and fell on the floor. He called out to her, but unfortunately the door was still closed. He was surprised, until he realized he only got the handle out. It made him panic. He kept kicking the door to open it. Xian told him to just leave her there, but he refused to do that. Out of desperation, he screamed for someone to help. He was in despair while the strawberry cat lay on the ground behind him. Suddenly, the strawberry cat had absorbed the rage energy and was about to awaken. When the countdown reached 1, it opened its eyes and assumed combat position. It targeted the door and charged towards it. It hit the door and successfully opened it, revealing Xian on a wheelchair, surrounded by flames. The bright light from the fire made Wengshuan look up from the ground. The strawberry cat had a smug look on its face after doing its job, while Wengshuan was left confused on what happened. The scene then shifts in the meadow where teenage people gathered. One of them boasted that he caught a flame fox, while the other one caught an ice dog. The other one wanted to try his luck and see if there were any wind-type phantom beasts, while Wengshuan was just quiet on the side, wishing to find a phantom beast as soon as possible and become a beast master. In that way, he can prevent his sister from being in danger again. 12 hours ago. His sister was hugging the strawberry cat while they talked about what happened to him. She suggested calling the police, but he refused because he finds it easier to deal with that bastard Wang by himself. But once Wang finds out that he's still alive, he knows for sure that he will come again and kill him. He promised that he won't put her in any danger again. Those people noticed him and mocked him for signing a contract with a strawberry cat. They think it was dumb that he used the only 2 contract slots available for junior beasts masters on a strawberry cat. But Wengshuan didn't mind them because he was puzzled as to why those people's phantom beasts were weak. For example, the fire-horned bull attributes fire, which will evolve to a flame bull. It was at level 10 out of 15, strength at 45 out of 60, agility 18 out of 40, intelligence at 22 out of 40, and it has a strong attribute with fire, but weak with ice. There was also an ice dog whose next evolution was the ice hound. It was at level 8 out of 25, strength was 13 out of 60, agility was 2470, intelligence was 940. Its strong attribute was ice, and it was weak to fire. It had a special characteristic called vulnerability, where damage from injuries was increased by 10%. It loves to play with water, and water attacks were increased by 10%. There was also a cute rabbit, which will evolve into Sweet Rabbit. It was at level 6 out of 25, strength 11 out of 60, agility 33 out of 80, and intelligence 15 out of 60. It has strong attributes to grass and weak to fire. It has a special characteristic called toughness, which reduces damage by 5%. Wengshuan wondered if there was actually something wrong with the strawberry cat, because when he looked at its stats, its next evolution was unknown, level 5 out of 30, with strength at 15 out of 30, and agility 22 out of 50, and intelligence at 5 out of 10. It also doesn't have strong and weak attributes, but it had a special characteristic called Heavenly Emperor, which increased movement speed by 15% and increased attack speed by 15%. There's also the Martial Sage, where it increases damage dealt by 30%. Another characteristic was Indestructible. Damage inflicted was reduced by 30%. Then there's Legacy, wherein speed increased by 15%. Damage deal increased by 15%. It made him wonder if those characteristics truly belonged to a strawberry cat. Suddenly, someone came out running while seeking help because of a level 2 phantom beast in the forest. They asked him if he's sure because the first was the habitat of the lowest level phantom beasts, so there shouldn't be a level 2. Some of them took the chance to catch this second level phantom beast to be above other junior beast masters. They asked what the phantom beast was. The blonde guy replied that it was so fast that he only caught a glimpse of its afterimage. He thinks it was a level 2 lightning cat. They were surprised to hear that. Everyone moved out to catch it. Wengshuan didn't want to get involved. He doesn't want to experience the same event with Wang again. He called the strawberry cat so they could catch some phantom beast, but it growled at him, and it continued eating. He got annoyed. He realized that he should find a beast that listens to him first. He grabbed the strawberry cat and told it to stop eating and get back to work, but then it ran around, so he scolded it. Because even if it was a realm of low-level phantom beasts, it was still very dangerous. But the strawberry cat just clicked its tongue. It annoyed Wengshuan. In his head, this strawberry cat deserves a beating. He got distracted when he saw some spider webs. and he was surprised to see what was in front of him. It was a candy spider. It jumped down on him, but he crawled to evade it. Candy Spider evolves to Candy Spider King, and it was at level 8 out of 15. It has strength of 14 out of 30, agility of 18 out of 40, intelligence of 22 out of 40, and strong attributes to grass but weak to fire. It has a special attribute called Fierce, where damage dealt was increased by 10%. He realized something wasn't right because this creature usually has a gentle temperament. He wondered what provoked it. He thought that maybe he bumped into something on his way there, but when he saw the strawberry cat, it was mocking the candy spider. He realized that it was the culprit. The candy spider hissed loudly while the strawberry cat continued to taunt it. It charged at them. The strawberry cat attacked too. Wingxuan thinks that the cat was silly for thinking that it could take on a level 8 candy spider when it's only at level 5. The spider spits out the web and wrapped the cat in it. Wingxuan learned the hard way on why no beast tamers want a strawberry cat. The candy spider pulled the cat towards it until Wingxuan grabbed the cat and bolted. He ran as fast as he could, but the candy spider follows closely. It spat out spider webs. And Wingxuan jumped high and spread his legs so as not to get caught up in it. But he thought something was weird. He actually jumped at the edge of a cliff. He screamed out loud while they were falling. The candy spider reached the edge and hissed loudly until it was attacked with water. It was surprised, but it wasn't able to do anything because it froze. A blonde guy with curly hair stepped forward. He walked towards the edge and looked down. A few moments later, Wingxuan crashed on the riverside. He thought he would have died, but he was out of it with just being sore. He heard a loud meow sound and found that he was sitting on the strawberry cat. He immediately took it out and checked if it was okay. He noticed his surroundings and identified that they must have fallen to the bottom of the valley in the forest of the west slope. It was already dusk. The strawberry cat hit a sheep. The sheep me was supposed to be a very docile beast ghost, but all of the creatures he had seen today were so aggressive. He wondered if those creatures really deserved it, but when he looked at the strawberry cat, even him felt like punching it. Then he realized something. The sheep me was already unconscious, but it was still in a state of rage. He knew it wasn't right, so he thinks the problem wasn't with the ghost beasts, but something was wrong in the valley. He knew he had to get out of there before the strawberry cat got into trouble too. He ordered it to follow him to the exit so they could get out of there fast, but it ignored him and turned the other way. The cat's attitude made him wonder if it was just affected. Then it started to walk away. He yelled at it to listen to him since the place was dangerous. A cabin was visible nearby. Our MC was surprised to find out that there were human structures in there. He asked the strawberry cat if it brought him there on purpose. But he noticed something. He wondered what the red smoke was. Suddenly, there was a loud sound. He wondered what that terrifying sound was. The strawberry cat made a noise, and he understood that it wanted him to go inside. He agreed to it, but not without picking up a stick to serve as a weapon. They opened the door. He covered his mouth because of the unbearable stench. His eyes widened at what he saw. There were cages inside. A groaning sound caught his attention. It was a poor, extreme ice dog. He wondered how it ended up so badly injured. He asked if the strawberry cat could break the lock. It punched the cage. Seeing that it followed his order, he was glad that it was finally being useful. He pets the ice dog and asks if it can move. He questioned who in their right mind would do something so cruel. He checked the stats of the ice dog, and it was in excruciating pain from being severely injured, bleeding, and poisoned. Its attribute was ice. It couldn't evolve, and its basic stats showed level 11 out of 30, strength 9 out of 30 meters, agility 12 out of 30, intelligence 1140. It was strong against ice and weak against fire. He only had the most basic healing potion, but he hoped that it works. The ice dog got spooked, and he assured it that he was just there to help. He made it drink the potion. After that, he looked around and saw that every single phantom beast there was brutally tortured. He realized that someone must have been doing horrible experiments. He thought about the evil organization. Unexpectedly, the ice dog tugged at his pants. He was relieved to see that it could finally stand up. He realized that he wanted to take him somewhere. It led them outside, to the basement door. He opened the door and was welcomed with a stronger stench. It looked like it was an experimentation lab. They descended the staircase. He looked around wondering if they would build a separate underground facility. He thought something special was in there. A large red eye saw them, and sharp teeth appeared. It tried to attack the strawberry cat, but fortunately, Wengxuan saw it and was able to grab the cat. He looked back to see what it was. It was a drooling, bloodthirsty hound. And right at that moment, our boy knew that he's in real trouble. Wengxuan was surprised to see a second-phase ghost beast, a bloodthirsty hound. The bloodthirsty hound is furious, severely injured, bleeding, and poisoned. It has a fire attribute, and its next evolution was an explosive dog. It was at level 32 out of 55, with strength of 52 out of 80, agility 38 out of 60, intelligence 15 out of 40, and it was strong against fire and weak against ice. It was a rare attribute called brutality, which increases damage dealt by 5%, but also damage taken by 10%. Another rare attribute was bloodthirst, which converts 5% of damage dealt into its own life. Then he noticed something. He saw a guy chained up there. The ice dog leapt towards it. Wengxuan panicked because it was dangerous. The bloodthirsty hound growled, but the ice dog kissed it. Wengxuan couldn't believe it. Then the ice dog looked at him and started barking. He thinks it was calling him. He told it that if it didn't attack, they would come closer. The ice dog related that to the bloodthirsty hound. He approached it and saw some books on the table. It was an experiment log. The log of the day one of the experiment was there. The writer was happy to have new test subjects, and it was 2 extreme ice dogs, a mother and a child. On the 9th day of the experiment, the experimenter forced the largest extreme ice dog to devour the corpses of other phantom beasts to see its transformation. On day 15, the subject became difficult to handle. Its will was so strong that it was disgusting. But after beating its pup in front of her, he finally made her enraged. On day 20 of the experimenter was in disbelief that the pup still hasn't died. But it was perfect because he would be able to see the mother evolve into a bloodthirsty hound and then force it to devour its own son. He's expecting that it will trigger an unexpected change in it. The situation made Wengxuan furious. He had no idea what kind of monster would do something like that. He assured the bloodthirsty hound that he'll get it out of there. He ordered the strawberry cat to break the chain while he took off the collar. The strawberry cat got a hammer and was ready to obey. It hammered the chain with force, while Wengxuan couldn't believe that it really followed him, but he didn't pay much attention to it since the priority was to get the bloodthirsty hound out. He tried to unscrew the collar, but it was difficult. Eventually, he succeeded. He stated that if it weren't for his years of working in mines, he wouldn't have had the endurance to do that. Both him and the strawberry cat looked exhausted. The ice dog clung on to him. He assured it that he just took a short break and will go back to rescuing its mother. There was only one chain left. But suddenly the bloodthirsty hound attacked him. That caught him off guard. Then he heard human voices. He decided to hide with the strawberry cat first. Then he instructed the bloodthirsty hound to roll the chain on its body so the humans won't suspect anything. A man was pushed down the staircase. The man begged not to be killed in exchange for not saying anything. Wengxuan recognized that it was the phantom beast tamer that they found at the entrance of the secret forest. It made him curious how he ended up there. The man trembled in fear. The blonde had the ice dog in its hand, while telling him to calm down, because he only tortures phantom beasts. He remembered that it was the blonde guy who said that there were second-phase phantom beasts. It made him conclude that the lab belongs to him. The blonde man asked him if he didn't even wonder why the extreme ice dog, who was normally docile, attacked him. The scared man asked if he did something with it. He revealed that he spread a large amount of blood rose pollen in the forest. It caused the phantom beasts of the secret forest to enter a state of rage and kill each other. Wengxuan remembered the red smoke floating outside. Then, the blonde man pointed a small crossbow at the scared man and told him to die in peace. The scared man kept begging and reasoned that if he doesn't come back, the police will come back to investigate. He was terrified. The blonde man wasn't worried about it, though, because in the secret region, the death of a beast tamer was so common that nobody cares about it. He stated that they will be perfect food for his phantom beasts. It was insane. Wengxuan knew he needed to find help. He whispered at the bloodthirsty hound that he will get her son out of there and come back with reinforcements. But in the meantime, he needs it to distract the guy. So it started growling. The blonde guy told it to stop, especially when he just bought it food. But it continued to do so. He noticed how it was energetic and assumed that it was because he's killing people in front of it. Meanwhile, Wengxuan tries to sneak out, but to his surprise, something blocked their path. He wondered how the wall appeared out of nowhere. He saw a flying phantom beast and realized that there was a guard. It was a second-phase ice-type phantom beast, an ice demonic flower. The blonde man was pleased to have caught the intruder. Wang Zuan was taken aback. The man ordered the ice demonic flower to freeze their legs, and it did so. Wang Zuan was stuck. Then the blonde man shoots his small crossbow. Wang Zuan hugged the ice dog tightly to protect it while bracing for the attack, but something broke the arrow. He was puzzled when it didn't reach him. It was the bloodthirsty hound. It growled at the blonde man. The blonde man was puzzled on how it was able to escape. He thought of the collar being removed. He got angry and yelled that the rabid dog would kill them all. Wang Zuan replied that it's not certain. He told the bloodthirsty hound that his chance for revenge had come. It growled loudly. The blonde man ordered the ice demonic flower to stop him. It tried to bite him, but he ran as fast as he could. While that happens, Wang Zuan noticed that the ice was fading along with the consciousness of the ice demonic flower. The blonde man lets out the other phantom beasts to finish off the rabid dog. They all came out, but before they could attack, the bloodthirsty hound had already hit them. It bit them. Upon seeing that, the other phantom beasts got scared, but the blonde man pressured them to attack it, otherwise they'll be dead. The snake and cat-like phantom beasts were forced to attack. They bit different parts of the bloodthirsty hound, while the blonde man ran away. But Wang Zuan and the strawberry cat blocked his way. The strawberry cat meowed fiercely, and then it punched the man on his back. The man fell and saw its smug look on its face that screams that he should be scared of it. Wang Zuan told him that he shouldn't expect to get away after doing something like that. The blonde man backed up on the wall while explaining that he's not going to run. He comes close to a switch. Wang Zuan saw him and yelled at the strawberry cat to stop him, but the blonde man told them that he's an idiot and should be the one running. At the same time, this villain was able to press a button that was intended for these situations. It released the red smoke. The ice dog's eyes turned red. Wang Zuan got alarmed because it will make all the phantom beasts go into a frenzy. The bloodthirsty hound and its opponents also got affected. Wang Zuan was so angry at this man that he grabbed him by the collar and yelled that not only were the phantom beasts, but he'd also die himself. But this blonde man grinned and told him that he's not as stupid as him. A cage fell on him, separating him from Wang Zuan, which makes him confident that the only ones that would die would be them. Wang Zuan glanced at the bloodthirsty hound. He got worried because it was already unstable, and with the smoke, it entered a state of frenzy. It ate the cat-like creature that attacked it. He witnessed that, and his instincts told him to run out of there before the strawberry cat and ice dog loses control too. He's almost at the staircase, but suddenly his feet froze. He didn't expect that the ice demonic flower was still alive. The bloodthirsty hound went wild. Wang Zuan could only brace himself for the incoming attack. The ice dog barked gently. It caught the attention of the bloodthirsty hound. It attacked the ice on Wang Zuan's feet. Wang Zuan thinks that it recognized its son, even after inhaling so much pollen. The strawberry cat leapt from Wang Zuan's arms. It made a cute combat pose while in mid-air. Then it released a powerful attack called Absolute Void God of War, Meow Meow Fist. It reached the other parts of the lab and created a loud explosion. The attack even went through the roof, and it left a thick smoke. The blonde man trembled in fear, while also in disbelief. Wang Zuan approaches him while telling him that he was next. The blonde man trembled in fear while he admitted that he was wrong. He begged for forgiveness and promised that he won't do it again. In addition to that, he offered to give him all his phantom beasts if he could just let him go. Wang Zuan pointed out how those beast tamers and phantom beasts begged for their lives too, and he answered them that way. It made the man panicked and reasoned with him that if he got killed, there was no way for Yuan to escape either, and he would be caught and locked in prison. He was right about that, but he reminded him that in dangerous territory, it's normal for 1 or 2 beast tamers to die. It made the man annoyed. He yelled out loud. But before he could finish what he's saying, Wang Zuan ordered the bloodthirsty hound to attack. He screamed out loud as he was getting attacked while Wang Zuan left him there. Wang Zuan told the strawberry cat that they could be leaving. To his surprise, the bloodthirsty hound tugged at his shirt. He asked what it was. Then he saw the ice dog with it. He asked if the bloodthirsty hound wanted him to take care of its son. When he checked the status, this bloodthirsty hound was already at the brink of death and there was no healing method available. Wang Zuan accepted the request and promised that he will take care of it until it grows up. The bloodthirsty hound watches them leave with a sad expression on its face, until it fell down and reached the end of its life. The next day, Wang Zuan exited the gate with the ice dog in his arms. He's wondering how he could form a contract with those two phantom beasts. He tried every method he found online, and none of them worked. But upon seeing the expression of the ice dog, he decided to think about that next time because the ice dog was already exhausted. He checked its evolution materials. It required 3 ice crystals, 10 frost herbs, and 1 evolution crystal. It wasn't too hard for him to get those materials for evolution, but he noticed that his cat was weird. Its materials for evolving were 99 crystals, 99 fire cloud crystal, 99 lightning crystal, plus 1 evolution crystal. He assumed that it was just some kind of visual bug. He laid the ice dog on a tree trunk to let it rest. The strawberry cat rested on the side too. He was relieved that the ice dog only needs 1 crystal. The conversation of other people nearby caught his attention. They talked about how there had been many deaths in the mine lately. The other person replied that it wasn't unusual, and even in the secret territories, a bunch of beast tamers die. Hearing about the mine, Wengshuan thought of his experience. He asked those men to tell him in detail what was happening. Those men narrated to him that, inside the mine, a wolf ran amok. It chased people and killed them. And this was ordered by a certain person. It was the same beast tamer that Wengshuan went inside the mine with. The man was pleased that he didn't kill a certain miner because that person was such an obedient dog. He was talking about Wang. Wang served him faithfully. He had helped the beast tamer kill more than 10 miners already, and because of that, his nightmare wolf was about to evolve again. He stated that it's the least that he can do. Then, the beast tamer gave him a phantom beast as his reward for his performance. Wang was happy. It was his chance to become a beast tamer too. The beast tamer supported him on that and assured him that the organization never mistreats those who contribute. Wang bowed and thanked him. After that, the beast tamer ordered him to take care of the miner's body, and in the coming days they would bring in more people. And the next day, in the forest mine, Wang noticed a man in a hoodie. He approached him. Without even turning to him, Wengshuan could tell it was Wang. Wang noticed that his clothes were new. He introduced himself as the foreman of the mining team and told him to work hard. Wengshuan acknowledged him. Suddenly, someone called them. The woman with pigtails scolded Wengshuan for being disrespectful to leader Wang. Wengshuan asked who she was. She told him that her name was Chen Li. She announced that she's going to the mine with him. Deep inside, Wengshuan thinks she's crazy, and he finds it strange that the mining crew hires kids. Wengshuan replied that miners aren't allowed to go down the mine. The girl screamed that she's an adult. Wang called their attention and gathered them. Chen looked nervous. She was thinking about how it was the mine where so many people have died, and she wanted to uncover the truth behind the accidents and clear her name with the team. While Wengshuan was thinking about how it was his first time seeing her, it made him curious if she had been in the mine before because her nervousness was so obvious. He opened the gate and told them they're ready. They made their way inside, to the place Wengshuan's really familiar with. As he observed Wang, he hoped that he wasn't as he imagined him to be. Wang showed everyone a fire cloud mineral that they were about to extract. He instructed them to split into groups, at least 2 per team. He advised them that if any accidents happen while they're working, they should call for help immediately. Everyone found their partners. No one approached Chen and she felt bad. Wengshuan noticed her. Then he asked her to team up if she doesn't have anyone to go with. She got embarrassed and denied that she doesn't have a team. Then, she told him that it looked like he's the one who's all alone. With that response, he told her that if she doesn't want to, he'll ask someone else. Then, he walked away. But she tugged at his shirt and told her that since he looked pathetic, she'll help him as long as he doesn't make her look bad. He glanced at her and asked if it was her first time in the mine. She admitted yes, but assured him that she's physically powerful. He clarified that he didn't say that it was because of that. He just wanted to warn her not to get too close to Wang. She asked him if he knew something. He dismissed it as a simple piece of advice, and it was up to her to follow it or not. Later on, she placed a crystal on a wagon. She was exhausted more than she could imagine. Wengshuan told her that she already worked hard and suggested that she rest, but they were all surprised when they heard a loud scream. She wondered what happened while Wengshuan expected this to happen. They ran as fast as they could, and was surprised at what they saw. It was an enormous mineral crystal. Everyone got excited. They all thought they're going to be rich. One of them yelled that he's going to keep the biggest share when they split the money. They celebrated and he promised to treat everyone once they're done. But deep inside, Wang thinks that the stones are his. He was glad that the beast tamer didn't come because he was gathering evolution materials. Otherwise, the enormous crystal would have ended up in the beast tamer's hands. He was thinking that if he killed them and took the mineral for himself, he could be stronger than that beast tamer. Liu wanted to confirm with him that according to the rules, he would get 60%, then 10% to the mining association, and the remaining would be split among everyone. Wang's expression turned sour, but he immediately hid it behind a smile as he replied yes. And then suddenly, he took out a knife and slashed Liu's neck. Blood had gushed out. Then Wang towered over the corpse. The miners who saw it happen turned pale. They were confused and scared. Wang declared that the crystal was his, and he showed his knife to them just in case anyone was against the idea. Wenzhuan was angry. Now that Wang has stopped acting like a human, he shouldn't blame him for what he'll do to him. Someone called out to him. Wang was surprised. He wondered how the police infiltrated. Chen was pointing a gun at him and told him to drop his weapons. The miners were glad that the police were there. Wang dropped his weapon. He was caught off guard since he didn't expect that she would have a weapon. Then, Chen ordered the miners to attend to the wounded immediately and to call an ambulance. He didn't think that she was a cop, and it completely surprised him. She asked him if he really thought that he could do all those things without anyone finding out. Wangsuan felt that something wasn't right. He knew that Wang wouldn't give up so easily. Wang raised his hands, but he scoffed. Then Wangsuan noticed something, so immediately told Chen to step aside. Something had hit her from underneath. Her face bled as it got scratched, and she lost her footing. To her surprise, she suddenly couldn't move her body, and then she saw the phantom beast in front of her. It was called the venomous sting centipede. Its attribute was darkness. Its next evolution stage was King of Poison. It was at level 3 out of 25, with strength of 15 out of 60, agility 12 out of 70, intelligence 18 out of 60, and it was strong against darkness and weak against light. Wang laughed at her for underestimating him and told her that he had it all planned out. He grabbed her hand that was holding the gun and told her that since she likes playing undercover, he'd make her disappear without a trace. She yelled at others to run, but Wang warned them to stop, because if anyone moves, he'd kill them on the spot. He told them that if they kill the officer, they would be able to get out alive. She yelled that they shouldn't believe him because there were only 3 bullets left in the magazine, so he can't kill them all. And if anyone manages to escape and call for reinforcements, she's certain that he would get arrested. Wang told them not to be naive. He searched for the first idiot to get a bullet on his head. Then he warned them that other humans would do the same thing that he did to them. They would end up killing each other to save themselves because that's human nature. He didn't expect that a fist would land on his face. Wangsuan just punched him, and he crashed on the ground. Then Wangsuan removed his mask and told him, "Long time no see." He asked him if he still remembers him. Wang was surprised to learn that Wangsuan was still alive. Our boy asked if he suspected that. He admitted that he planned to burn his sister alive, but the next day, there were no reports of a fire. So he assumed that he survived. He admitted that the kid was difficult to take down. He already stabbed him 3 times and the miners had beat him up, and yet he managed to cling to life. The miners were worried about what they should do because even the police can't protect themselves. When they found out that there was a police, they thought they had been saved, but it turned out to be a false hope. Wang reminded them that they just have to kill the police and Wangsuan, and they would be able to make it out alive. They realized that he's forcing them to become his accomplice. Wang emphasized that when they're all at the same boat, there would be no reason for him to kill them. The miners felt like they had no choice. They took their weapons. Wangsuan assured them that whatever they do, it would be their own decision. They were all determined, and they took Wangsuan by surprise, even Wang. Because they protected Wangsuan and faced Wang, they yelled that they're not so cowardly as to kill a kid who hasn't even turned an adult yet just to save their skin. They ordered Wangsuan to take the girl and ran away at once. The adults were ready to take responsibility for them. Wangsuan was stunned. While Wang got angrier, he called them fools and pointed the gun at them. But something passes through the gap between 2 miners and hit Wang's arm. The miners whipped their heads towards the back to see what it was. Wang was caught off guard. It was the ice dog. He didn't expect Wangsuan to be a beast tamer. When the miners saw him, they looked proud because he was still young and he's already a beast tamer. They also felt relieved because they were saved. But Wang got angrier and he looked down on his phantom beast. His right arm froze. He ordered the poison sting centipede to move forward and kill those bastards. It released gas, which made Wengsuan order his ice dog to block the poison. It released ice breath and made a wall of barriers. The poison sting centipede got spooked, and it jumped away when the ice dog attacked, and then it shattered the ground and burrowed itself underground. They warned Wengsuan to watch his step. Wang released an evil laugh. Then he ordered Wengsuan to kneel and beg him, and he might consider sparing his life. Wengsuan replied that no matter how much Wang would plead to him, he would never spare his life. Wang ordered his poison sting centipede to kill the arrogant brat. He noticed something on the ground beside him, and suddenly, the poison sting centipede appeared. But something moved at lightning speed. It was the real MVP, the strawberry cat, and it kicked the poison sting centipede. It flew on the other side of the mine, and it remained unmoving for quite some time. Wang couldn't believe that it happened. Wengsuan stated that he won't let him escape. Ice Dog and Strawberry Cat stood beside him. Wang was shocked to find out that he had two ghost beasts. Wengsuan grabbed a pickaxe and targeted Wang, but Chen stopped him. She told him that he could never kill anyone, and if he does, he'll never be able to go back. She wanted him to leave it to her and assured him that he would get the punishment that he deserves. She tackled him on the ground. Wengsuan told her to get up because he couldn't breathe. It was funny how the Strawberry Cat watched them with a smug, all-knowing expression on its face. The miners rejoiced since they're finally saved, but some of them felt bad for losing all those minerals. She placed a handcuff on Wang and ushered him to the station. When she saw Wengsuan leaving, she yelled at him to come with her and tell her everything. Then she ordered everyone to get out. Unexpectedly, the ground shook. Wengsuan told them that the walls have been damaged by the impacts earlier, so it would collapse any moment. He yelled at everyone to run. The miners ran as fast as they could. They panicked. Chen was in a pinch because she could barely move her body and she didn't have the strength to run away. A large debris was about to fall on her. Fortunately, our MC was able to grab her on time. Then he ordered his phantom beast to get her out, and he'll catch up in a bit. He told her to leave at once while he gets Wang for her. But while he was running, a large portion of the cave collapsed, and it blocked the path behind him. Chen got worried for him, but he yelled that he'd just have to find another way out. He was trapped with Wang, who laughed at the situation. Wang told him that he deserved it. He mocked him for struggling so hard to beat him, and in the end, he'd die there with him as his companion in the grave. Wengsuan told him again that he will never forgive him. And he didn't kill him before because of mercy, but because there were too many witnesses. That was why he stayed there on purpose. Wang got alarmed and asked what he meant by that. He replied that he meant that he would kill him. He took out the gun and pointed it at him. Wengsuan asked him if the recent mining accidents that have been happening lately were all his doing. He wanted to know why he had done that. Wang claimed that he was forced because if he didn't help them kill people, they would expose his murders. He asked if the person he was pertaining to was the beast tamer from the mine that day. He replied yes, and offered that if he didn't kill him, he could help him set a trap for him. But Wengsuan replied that it wasn't necessary and he just wants him to go to hell. He fired at the ceiling, and a large debris came falling down. Wang knew he was doomed, and it crashed to where he was standing. He was pinned underneath the large debris. Wengsuan commented that he only knew how to ask for help when it was his turn to die. Then he called him trash. A violet mist came out of Wang's body, and it escaped through the cracks. Meanwhile, outside the cave, Strawberry Cat, Ice Dog, Chen, and the rest of the miners were worried because the exit was blocked. Chen told them to keep digging because Wengsuan and Wang were still inside. Strawberry Cat and Ice Dog looked worried, and they tried to lift debris bigger than them. Until the Strawberry Cat saw the violet mist coming out of the cracks, and the mist engulfed it, and it fell. The miners saw that it fainted, so they brought it to a place where it could get better air. They wished for it to rest for a bit, and assured it that they will get its owner out. During nighttime in a hospital, Wengsuan jolted awake, heart pounding. Then he realized he was in a hospital, and his phantom beasts were beside him, sleeping soundly. Upon seeing them, he realized how fortunate it was that they had been there. Otherwise, he would have been buried along with Wang. Someone entered the door. He asked her if she was the doctor. The pretty woman introduced herself as the vice president of the Beast Tamers Association. That surprised Wengsuan. He asked if she was once called Beishi. She replied yes. He asked her if she was there for something. She replied that it was obviously for those two phantom beasts. They investigated him and found out that he doesn't have a beast tamer license, nor he had registered with the association. Therefore, according to the rules, those phantom beasts must be confiscated. He panicked because if he lost them, he would be defenseless. But as he tried to explain, she cuts him off by saying that she has a proposal for him. They would give him the chance to earn a beast tamer license, and if he passes the exam, he could keep them. He asked what would happen if he didn't pass. She replied that he just has to keep trying until he succeeds. He asked Vice President Baishi why she's giving him the chance. She told him that the miners told her that during the collapse, his beasts did everything they could to clear the blocked cave. He didn't understand, so he asked, "And?" Then she expressed that those beasts were unusual. Because all beasts harbor hostility towards humans, it was only a matter of degree. And only when a tamer forms a contract with a beast that they can cooperate and benefit each other. In other words, without a contract, phantom beasts have no reason to help humans on their own. That's why she was curious as to how he got those two beasts to save him without them having a contract. Wengshuan realized that he had no reason to refuse the chance she gave him. She liked that he's smart. It was a quality of a beast tamer. But he knew that a more accurate description was a lab rat. She lets him think what he wants. He asked when the exam was. She advised him to call her once he had recovered. Then he asked if the miners were okay. She told him that he would know the answer soon, but gave him a warning that it would be noisy. Suddenly, someone at the door was surprised to see him awake. It was Chen and the nurse. Chen's loud voice echoed in the room, asking if he was fine. The nurse tells her not to shout. Now he realized what Baishi meant when she said that it would be noisy. At that point, Baishi was already out the window, raiding her flying phantom beast. She waved him goodbye. Since he seemed distracted, Chen grabbed his head and yelled that she's talking to him. She wondered if he hit his head or something. It was funny how he considered just fainting again. The sun was up in the sky when the interaction happened inside a high-rise building. A woman came inside where the president was. It was Baishi, and she handed him the list of candidates who will participate in that year's certification exam for beast tamers. He saw the papers and asked if it was the exceptionally talented child she was talking about. Baishi replied yes, and that she had already informed the kid of the time of the exam. The president playfully suggested that since no one was there, she should relax a little. But she refused and also reminded him to maintain a serious attitude during work hours. He flipped the documents and saw something that made him stop mid-sentence. He was talking about seeing who was the real genius between the two, the kid that she told him about or the woman on the file. Suddenly, his phone rang. It was a call from the laboratory, and he wasn't pleased to receive it. The person on the other line asked if he had any news on the whereabouts of the experimental subject. He replied no, and reiterated that he'd call them once he had news. He knew that they would eventually find him. Baishi asked him if he needed help searching for the runaway experimental subject. He replied that it won't be necessary, because he wanted that kind of dangerous problem all left to him. Meanwhile, outside the building, people have gathered. They hoped that they would pass. Wen Xuan arrived too. Suddenly, two men called out to him. It was Lao Gao and Lao Liu. They were happy to see each other. They looked close based on how playful they were at each other. Gao asked him where he went after his graduation. They called his house, and his sister said that he was working at the mine. Liu reminded him that the three of them promised to become beast tamers together. He thought that Wang Xuan had given up on his dream. Wang Xuan shared that something came up and he suddenly needed money. Liu replied that he understood that he didn't want to bother others, but he was going too far, so it made him think that they were strangers to him. Wang Xuan clarified that it wasn't like that and the situation was a bit complicated. Then they saw the strawberry cat and extreme ice dog. They asked if it was his and if he's already a beast tamer. His answer was both no and yes. Gao wanted to clarify what he meant when those two were always with him. He replied yes, but admitted that for some reason he couldn't form a contract with the cat. They doubted if that was really possible. Liu suggested that it could be because he bought low-quality materials or a dishonest merchant sold him something defective. He knew that it wouldn't be the case, given that his bank account barely has anything on it. While they were conversing, an announcement was made. The Beast Tamer certification exam was about to start, and all candidates were instructed to enter the venue in an orderly manner with their admission card. Liu and Gao were hyped up. Once they were in the classroom, the examiner informed them that the exam consists of 3 tests. The first was the basic knowledge test, wherein she will present several magical beasts, and they must write everything they know about them. The more detailed the report, the higher their score would be. The second was the contract test, where they can use their own beast or purchase one in there to try to form a contract. If they succeed, they pass. And the last test was the combat test, in which they will control their beasts and battle other participants. Those who win 3 matches pass. Those who pass all 3 tests will receive their beginner-level beast tamer certification and enjoy certain privileges. And they began the exam. The boxes were lowered down, and the phantom beasts appeared. This is just like receiving your very first Pokemon vibe. They were told to write their answers based on their knowledge of those 3 magical beasts. The examinees complained that the questions were so hard. There was no question like that last year, but Wengshuan has the system, so it provided him with the details. To him, it was like an open book test. He checked his friends, expecting that they would be fine with it. But seeing the look on their faces, he knew they had given up already. He whispered at them to copy his answers. Those 2 immediately lit up. They commented that they were truly brothers. 2 hours later, the results of the first exam came out. The examiner would call the names of those who will continue. If their name wasn't called, they could try again next year. She called Zhang Sangguo, Li Sibao, Wang Wuhu, Liu Hao, Gao Cheng. Gao and Liu celebrated that they passed. They believed that Wengshuan would too. They joked that they could become his adoptive children. Other students who passed were Lista, Yin Yipei, Ofisa, Kaluo, Lao Danya, Hualue. Wengshuan was confused why he wasn't called. The 2 men behind him were puzzled too, because they made it so there was no way for Wengshuan not to pass. He got worried if there's a problem in the system, especially when Lao Gao and Lao Liu passed. He asked them if they copied his exact answers. They replied that they didn't copy it exactly. They altered some parts on purpose so it wouldn't be identical, and they knew the basic stuff. Wengshuan assumed that the correct answers were changed. Suddenly, the examiner announced that there were 2 people who got perfect scores. It was none other than our MC Li Wengshuan and another woman named Kelsa. At the cafeteria, the examinees talked about the guy who got a perfect score on the exam. Gao and Liu noticed how Wengshuan became the center of attention. It wasn't a surprise because he's practically a genius. Wengshuan nonchalantly replied that it was just good luck. Gao replied that luck was a skill too. Liu teased him for unnecessarily humbleness. Unexpectedly, someone approached him. It was Kelsa. And this bitch came in and suddenly introduced herself. He remembered that she was the other one who got the perfect score like him. He asked what was the matter. She had to remind him of his place by pointing out that even if they both scored a perfect score, she had scored 100 because that was all the content of the exam, unlike him who scored because that was what only he could understand. Liu was offended with what she said, and he was ready to fight her for looking down on his big brother and provoking him. She told him to get lost. She knew they had cheated and threatened to report him. Liu got scared and backed off. Wengshuan saw her phantom beast. It was the number 32 patterned ice python that has ice attribute. Its next stage of evolution was Ice Python. It was at level 25 out of 30, with 55 out of 60 strength, 55 out of 70 agility, 60 out of 60 intelligence, and a strong attribute of ice, and a weak attribute of fire. It has an abnormality called corruption of mind. Wengshuan also had something to say to her. He told her that her phantom beast has some abnormalities, and he suggested that she do a system check before signing the contract. She thinks that he's just trying to mess with her. She replied that she knew of her phantom beast's condition like the back of her hand. On top of that, she accused him of only knowing how to use dirty tricks. She threatened to humiliate if they met during the duel, so she advised him to pray hard. She retreated to her room. Once the door closes, she lets out a deep breath and gave herself a pep talk that she won't lose to that guy. She named her phantom beast Jennifer and pets her while telling her that they should do their best. She didn't notice the difference in Jennifer's eyes. That afternoon, the second part of the test started. The examiner announced that Jang San and the Popo Rat contract signing was successful. The guy was so happy. Gao commented that the second exam was practically a bonus round. Liu agreed because no idiot would bring a phantom beast that doesn't listen to them, but Wengshuan actually faced that dilemma. He glanced at the strawberry cat and wished that they wouldn't screw up. The strawberry cat nonchalantly stared at him. The examiner called him. Gao and Liu cheered for him while they walked to the front. They stopped in front of the examiner. The success of the exam was in the hands of the strawberry cat now. He got started. The magic circle appeared beneath the strawberry cat, and it got spooked. It meowed loudly and made the earth shatter. Gao and Liu were surprised and confused. While Wengshuan already expected this, the other examinees laughed at him. They never knew anyone who'd failed on that part of the exam. Wang Xuan would definitely go down the history. The examiner asked him if he wanted to continue with a different beast. He replied that he would just continue that way. Although the success rate with the Frosthound was clearly higher, he wanted to seize that chance that the Beast Tamer Association's highest level contract formation was assisting him. He was determined to form a contract with it. The examiner told him to try again. The strawberry cat puts up a fight. It even latched onto his face. He tried several times, but he kept failing on forming the contract. The examinees find it hilarious. They couldn't even believe that there's someone that even a strawberry cat doesn't want to form a contract with. They couldn't help but comment that the drama was top tier. At this point, he was already exhausted. Kelsa pointed out that he only had a perfect score because of his luck. Then, she told him to step aside as she demonstrated what a true genius was. She requested from the examiner to let her begin forming the contract. The examiner could only sigh and allow her. The magic circle appeared underneath them. Her chest glowed, while Jennifer's forehead glowed too, until Jennifer turned violent and hissed loudly. And that caught her off guard. Jennifer went wild. The gush of wind affected everyone. Even the examiner was surprised. Wang Xuan grabbed her to evade the attack, and they fell on the pavement. He got annoyed with that stupid woman because he already told her to get it checked. The examinees started running away because the phantom beast went berserk, while Kelsa ran towards Jennifer. But Wang Xuan grabbed her arm to stop her since her phantom beast was extremely dangerous at the moment. She yanked her arm away from him and argued that Jennifer would never hurt anyone. She called out to it, but it looked at her with a grim expression. She urged her to calm down. Jennifer approached her and she was relieved, and she didn't expect that it would attack her. She crashed on the building. While she helped herself up, it approached her again and hissed loudly. Then, it spread its mouth wide open. She couldn't believe that Jennifer did that. She wondered if she's going to die there. A memory flashed back on her mind. She was a young girl then, and her parents were telling her to learn from her big brother. But she didn't want to. Her parents sang praises for her brother, and they wanted her to be like him. She was annoyed that they only talked about what her brother could do, and to her, taming a phantom beast wasn't that much of an accomplishment. She believed that she could do it too, even better than him. She made the patterned ice python work hard and pushed it to its limit even if it was exhausted already. She kept training it to be faster. She didn't mean to do that, and she was sorry about it. She assumed that Jennifer hated her for it. She braced herself for the attack, but the strawberry cat stepped in and punched Jennifer. Then Wang Xuan yelled at her to get out of there at once. She was surprised that he was still there. Jennifer hissed loudly again. Wang Xuan ordered Strawberry Cat to be cautious, especially on the ground. He made it duck and dodge. It puzzled Kelsa on how they're doing that when they haven't formed a contract yet. She had no idea why the Strawberry Cat followed his commands. He ordered it to hit its weak spot and punch it in the belly. They continued to fight. The examiner watched closely. Someone called out to her. 2 teachers came to assist. She called Wang Xuan and thanked him for buying them some time. She told him that they could leave the rest to them. The teachers would take down the patterned ice python at once. They assured Kelsa that they would bring her another phantom beast later. She begged them not to kill it. She reasoned that her phantom beast wasn't always like that, and she believed that there must be some other way. But the teacher thinks it was impossible to still subdue that kind of berserk state. Wang Xuan screamed at them that if they can't save it, they should just get lost. He told them that the phantom beast was in extreme pain, but they just treated it like a broken tool by considering just disposing of it. He questioned if they even consider it a living being. He promised Kelsa that he will do everything in his power to stop it. The teacher called him a brat who hasn't even formed a contract with a phantom beast. With that said, they don't think he's credible to spout that kind of nonsense. But he believed that Strawberry Cat wanted to save that phantom beast too. He told it that if it felt the same way that he does, it shouldn't resist the contract. The Strawberry Cat glanced at him. Then a bright golden light engulfed both of them. Strawberry Cat stood there willingly. It shocked the teachers that he was able to form a contract under those circumstances. When the smoke subsided, it revealed a determined Strawberry Cat, and it was ready for combat. Our boy was about to Bruce Lee the shit out of this snake. The patterned ice python attacked it, but the Strawberry Cat counterattacked with a powerful punch. Inside the office, Baishi asked what exactly happened. The teacher explained that Kelson's phantom beast went berserk during the contract signing. The specific details were in the report, but the cause was still under investigation. She then asked how it was handled in the end. He replied that it was Wang Xuan who was behind him, that commanded his phantom beast to defeat the berserk patterned ice python. She also asked if Kelsa was okay. and he replied yes. She wondered why Kelsa's phantom beast suddenly went berserk. She considered it to have connection with the escaped phantom beast. He told the man he could leave but not Wangsuan since she still needs to talk to him. The man understood. In his head, since the kid had a chance to talk with the vice president, he had a promising future. And if he had known that, he wouldn't have offended him. The vice president called Wangsuan and approached him. She admitted that he manages to surprise her every time. Given the abilities he displayed during the exam, she deemed that giving him a junior beast tamer certificate seems a bit too low. He replied that he was just lucky, but she told him that there's no need to be humble. She knew that staying calm and resolving difficulties in that kind of sudden chaotic situation wasn't something achievable through mere luck. She planned to give him the highest qualification certificate that she can grant with her authority. And to go further, he'll have to take the exam somewhere else. This had surprised him. His eyes sparkled upon receiving the certificate. She believed that, with his abilities, it won't be long before he can consider taking the senior beast tamer exam. And now that he's an official beast tamer, she had an important mission for him. Meanwhile, in a different building, items were being smashed. Men smashed everything on the place so that there won't be any clues. They were in a pinch since Kelsa's phantom beast didn't die. Had they known, they would have used poison instead. The man also wondered who exactly the Strawberry Cat's beast tamer was. He was impressed that it was able to subdue a rampaging patterned ice python. Had he knew earlier, he wouldn't have gotten involved in that mess. One of his men reported to him that everything that could be smashed had been smashed. They retreated after that. But someone called out to them and told them that they shouldn't be in a hurry to leave. They didn't notice that he had been able to sneak in. They asked who the guy was. One of them ordered not to spend more time talking to him. He pointed his gun at him while yelling that they wouldn't leave any survivors. They fired at him, but the man just stood there. To their surprise, the bullet was just deflected. It made them question if he's truly a human. One of them charged at him using a metal pipe instead. The man moved and grabbed the metal pipe. Then he whispered that they got the wrong answer. He called his phantom beast and made it attack the man. The others got terrified when they saw that he has a shadow phantom type beast. They kneeled in front of him and begged him to spare them. They promised to obey him. He interrogated them on who gave the orders. But the man was hesitant to answer, because if he did, he'd definitely be killed. The man adjusted his gloves while saying that they all will be killed anyway, so he won't force them. They thanked him. But he revealed that he's good at getting answers from dead people. He called his phantom beast Burrito to get started. Burrito answered with a loud roar. They all got scared and decided to talk instead. But they weren't spared. They screamed until they died, and it left the man standing in front of their corpses. He placed his hand on the head of one man to check his memories. He closed his eyes, and he saw a phantom beast about to escape. Then there was a man arguing with everyone else. And the last memory showed someone ordering them to cause trouble during the Beast Tamer exam. It was a blonde man. With that, he found the culprit. Meanwhile, back in the office, Wangsuan told the vice president that the mission was a bit too difficult for him. She assured him that since he already reached the intermediate level Beast Tamer rank, it's time to tell him some things only intermediate Beast Tamers can know. He got curious about it. She revealed that in the past, everyone dreamed of becoming rich, but in the current world, everyone dreamt of being a Beast Tamer. She asked if he knew the reason why. He replied that it's because Beast Tamers have both status and phantom beasts, which made them very cool. His superficial answer wasn't exactly right. She told him that it was because becoming an intermediate-level Beast Tamer means the rules of the old world no longer apply to him. For example, no matter how strong a human is, they can't withstand a bullet, obviously. Wangsuan asked if it's possible for intermediate Beast Tamers to withstand bullets. She replied that intermediate Beast Tamers, through some special means, can have their phantom beast take damage for them. Soul Link was a secret beast taming art that only intermediate Beast Tamers can cultivate. The Beast Tamer links their soul with their phantom beast's soul. During the duration of this secret technique, the damage suffered by the Beastmaster will be transferred to the Phantom Beast. As long as one party is not dead, the other party will not die regardless of how much damage they receive. At a cafe, a young man attracts, and his large phantom beasts attract the attention of the other customers. But he didn't look pleased. Someone approached him and asked if his phantom beast was all right. He delivered the phantom beast to the guy, and the guy left with his phantom beast while commending him for being suitable for the job of dog walking. He thanked him for his patronage. The women who were impressed earlier became disappointed when they learned that he was just a stinky college student who walks dogs. They even blamed him for acting high and mighty and for acting so special. The young man heard them and thought of them as a bunch of losers. He didn't mind walking dogs for beast tamers, especially when just one job lets him be noticed by 2 girls. He actually felt great about it. Then they saw a person that they thought might be a dog walker, too. They believed the person was one because for his age, it's impossible to be a real beast tamer. The young man noticed that the girls were talking about Wengshuan, who was walking side by side with his strawberry cat. The young man's face turned sour, and in his head, that guy couldn't be one of them. He thinks that a top student from a first-rate university like him couldn't even pass the beast tamer exam, and if that kind of guy actually was a beast tamer, he'd eat his shit. Wengshuan found a place to sit for a while. The young man approached him and asked him how much he was paid per walk. Wengshuan was confused because he asked about walking a dog when he obviously had a cat with him. The young man became arrogant when Wengshuan didn't understand. He called him a newbie. Then he explained that people like them who temporarily look after phantom beasts for beast tamers were called dog walkers. Wengshuan thought he was offering his service and replied that he doesn't need it and will just find him later when needed. The young man was annoyed that he was acting like a real beast tamer. He admitted that those were the tricks that he used before, but he reasoned that everyone on their age knew that it was impossible to be a real beast tamer, so he told him to stop. A fancy car caught their attention. It was Baishi. She apologized for keeping him waiting. She hoped that him, a dignified intermediate beastmaster, wouldn't mind her being late. He told her to stop teasing him. He got inside the car, and she gave him the details of the mission she mentioned last time. She wanted him to take it home to read it carefully later on. After that, she stepped on the pedal. The young man watched them drive away. The women nearby couldn't believe he was actually an intermediate beast tamer. The young man turned pale because he almost offended an intermediate beast tamer in the office building. She told him that the reason she personally brought him to the Beast Tamer Training Center was mainly because she was afraid that they'll give him a hard time on his first visit. That kind of problem wouldn't normally occur after all. The Beast Tamer Training Center was a subsidiary of the Beast Tamer Association. But 3 years ago. In order to improve the overall strength of Beastmasters, the association hired a senior Beastmaster to be the director there. But they didn't expect the man to have a very bad temper. If the man was happy, he's willing to teach beast tamers of any rank, but if he's not, then no matter how skilled the beast tamer was, he will be kicked out. Wengshuan was surprised that there was such a thing. She shared that in the past 6 months, they have personally brought the beastmasters who have passed the exam to study there, hoping to slightly improve the pass rate. After all, the pass rate of beastmasters in the city has been ranked last every year since the senior beastmaster came, and the president had a hard time asking the headquarters for a budget because of it. A door opened. Kelsa came out and saw her. She apologized for making her wait. Kelsa saw Wengshuan, and she couldn't believe that he passed too. Jennifer gave him a peck on the cheek. He was glad to see it recover so quickly. Kelsa grabbed Jennifer and stated that it was their enemy. Then he told Wengshuan that even if he saved her, she would definitely surpass him one day. Wengshuan didn't mind her that much. Beishi told them to stop wasting any more time because they will still have to go find Master Pan. A large, muscular man stated that they would have probably got their certificate through the back door. Wengshuan confronted him on what he meant by that. Pan answered that they became beast tamers through connections. He added that people rely on connections nowadays. He dared them to prove their ability instead. Bishi told him that he already watched the video and it was Wengshuan who resolved the crisis. But he was skeptical because the video could be edited. And he added that it was the most basic ability of a beast tamer to subdue a runaway phantom beast. He told those brats that if they want to train, they must pass the test to prove that they didn't get in through connections. He asked them if they would accept the test. Kelsa got annoyed that he accused them of cheating. She pointed out that they topped the beast tamer exam and he doesn't get to dictate that they can't do it. But he pointed out that he was the director of the Beast Tamer Training Institute, and if he says no, they will never be able to participate in any actual beast tamer missions in their life. Wengshuan replied that he understood. He didn't want to waste any more time, so he requested him to tell them what he wanted them to do. With that, Pan got fired up. Then he told them to face a phantom beast, a bruised and limping one. Kelsa asked how the phantom beast got injured so severely. She questioned who on earth would do such a heartless thing to a cute phantom beast like the Flame Fox. Pan replied that the one who did that to the Flame Fox were the Beastmasters. That surprised the two. He knew they were there to learn the beast tamer's secret art called Soul Link. He told them that after they learn this secret art, they'll start taking their phantom beasts on various dangerous missions. And they will also make their phantom beasts take the damage that they should have taken themselves. When the phantom beasts reach their limit, the beast tamers would abandon them and then replace them with the stronger ones. So he asked them if they could face the seriously injured flame fox. He knew it was extremely hostile towards humans, and he even had a hard time getting close to it. He told them that if they don't have the confidence, then they should go home and play house with their phantom beasts. Wang Xuan noticed something strange on the flame fox. The window showed the status of the number 003, flame fox. Its attribute was fire, and the next stage of evolution was fire-tailed fox. It was at level 12 out of 15, with strength of 45 out of 60, agility 18 out of 40, intelligence of 22 out of 40. Its strong attribute was fire, and weak attribute was ice. It has an abnormal status that says that it's severely injured, berserk, poisoned, and mutated. Wang Xuan understood the part about poison status, but he had no idea what mutation was. He called Pan an old man and asked what he fed it with. Pan was surprised that he knew that he fed it with something. Our boy got agitated and demanded that he reveal it, otherwise the flame fox's life would be in danger. Pan stuttered when he responded that he gave it a dragon fruit for nutrition. He doesn't think it would be life-threatening. Dragon fruit was commonly used to feed fire-type phantom beasts. It was a puzzle to Wang Xuan on why the flame fox would have an opposite reaction. He asked if the injuries the flame fox sustained came from an ice type. Pan's jaw dropped that he also knew about that. Then he defended that he's aware that the flame fox can't eat fire food right after it gets ice damage, so he waited until its ice damage subsided before feeding it. Wang Xuan knew it was true because the current abnormal status no longer shows anything related to the ice attribute, but it still had a reaction. He thought that there might be a possibility that the problem lies in the poisoned state. He considered it being attacked by both ice and poison attributes simultaneously. Under the interaction of the two attributes, the poison on its body still spreads with the ice attribute. That was news to Pan because he never encountered such a rare situation, but regardless of how rare it still was the most reasonable deduction. Furthermore, since the poisoning state carries the attribute of ice, it can lead to the berserk abnormal state. And that explains everything. He asked the system if there's any way to save it. The system showed ingredients such as 600 grams black maple fruit, 120 grams green bamboo marrow, and 200 grams silver frost grass. The instruction was to crush the 3 kinds of medicine, add water and steam them, and let the flame fox take it while hot with a high-level frost crystal. This will allow the flame fox to super-evolve into a second-level phantom beast frost fire fox. He told them about the ingredients and that if Pan wants to save the flame fox, he should prepare it. Pan wanted to confirm if he really has the way to cure the phantom beast. Wang Xuan assured him that he will do everything to help the flame fox survive. Once he had the ingredients, he started preparing it, and it looked like he's cooking more than he's treating a patient. Kelsa suggested that it could be a food therapy. After slicing and mixing the ingredients, he was done. The dish looked awful. Pan doubted if it could really be eaten because it looked more poisonous than helpful. Kelsa had to remind him that giving wrong medicine could kill. They placed it in front of the flame fox, but it didn't eat it. Wang Xuan urged it to trust him. It had no choice anyways given its condition. An hour later, the flame fox was still vomiting. Pan started to worry. Wang Xuan checked several times, and the ingredients and process were all correct, so there shouldn't be any problems. Pan was starting to get angry when a fire erupted behind him. He asked what was happening. When the fire settled, it revealed a creature, something that Wang Xuan was expecting. He cheered for the creature to embrace its new life as it became a frostfire fox. Pan didn't expect it to evolve. Wang Xuan congratulated it for its recovery. He started to think that as long as he has the system's help, he can evolve any phantom beast to a higher form. He told Pan that he successfully saved it and confirmed if he passed the test. Pan was dumbfounded that he was thinking about the test when he had done something incredible. The test should be the least of his worries. He had deduced the cause of the illness, created the antidote, and simultaneously evolved the phantom beast. It's something even high-rank beast tamers have difficulty achieving. He admitted that he misjudged him. Since he had passed the test, he will naturally teach him the secret art. However, he had a reminder for him. He warned him that if he deliberately harms phantom beasts just because he can heal them, he will definitely not spare him. Wang Xuan understood. Pan had nothing else to say anymore. He was ready to teach him the secret technique. Then, Wang Xuan felt something strange. The frostfire fox tugged at his shirt. He asked if it needed something. They had a heartwarming moment when the Frostfire Fox licked Wengzuan in the face. Pan and Kelsa's eyes widened in surprise that he actually tamed a Frostfire Fox. In the first place, it was shocking that it took initiative to get close to humans. Now that he saw that it was fine, Wengzuan went on his way. But it became sad. Surprisingly, Wengzuan received a bonk on the head. Pan called him an idiot because he didn't realize that he wanted to go with him. Wengzuan explained that his financial situation couldn't afford to raise it too, and it wouldn't be right to take it away without its previous beast tamer's permission. Pan encouraged him to forget about the scumbag. If it weren't for him, the Frostfire Fox wouldn't have been so severely injured. He shared that he already kicked the bastard out of the Beast Tamer Association, so he doesn't have anything to worry about. Pan acknowledged Wengzuan's financial difficulty on raising both Frostfire Fox and the Strawberry Cat. But he thinks it was easy to raise strawberry cats because he can just feed them the leftovers. Upon hearing that, the Strawberry Cat meowed angrily. Wengzuan admitted that he had an icehound at home too, so it was really difficult. Pan rejects the idea of disregarding the Phantom Beast's feelings. It was just too cruel. He offered him a job by helping treat injured Phantom Beasts, and he'll pay him for it. That made Wengzuan happy. Eventually, nighttime came. Baishi received a call from Director Liu, and it got her slightly agitated when she found out that he deviated from their agreement. She argues that no matter how talented Wengzuan and Kelsa were, they shouldn't directly participate in military operations, and the military said before that they would only observe from a distance. Director Liu told her to calm down and explained that the military was forced into the situation. He explained that ever since Phantom Beasts appeared in the world, the rules of the world have been overturned overnight. All countries, for their own purposes, were constantly capturing, training, and nurturing powerful Phantom Beasts. While they are still in the lead, they can guarantee their own safety. But the situation became urgent. If others take the lead, then they won't have much say in what happens. They assured her that the military will do their best to ensure the students' safety, but they also have to do what they should. She had no choice but to agree to it. The next day, people with their Phantom Beasts gathered in an open area. Wengzuan arrived there and he couldn't help but think that those people truly deserved to be called the province's elite beast tamer geniuses. Each of them actually has 2 Phantom Beasts, and each one is at least tier 2 or higher. A military truck arrived. People were impressed to see the military vehicle. Someone expressed that it's his first time seeing that thing, since he only saw it on TV before. Someone stepped out of the vehicle. It was a blonde soldier. One of the men in the crowd commented that the instructor doesn't look that impressive up close. They added that he just looks a bit stronger than them. They were confident and prideful since they were considered elites who had seen the world. The soldier got close to them, and he was scowling. They got confused when their body shook uncontrollably. Wengzuan felt the killing intent. He deduced that the man was testing their mental strength. The soldier saw him and smiled as he learned that the batch for that year wasn't entirely useless. He called the young beast tamers' attention. First, he commended them for making it there. Then he told them that their mission was to assist the military in subduing a powerful Phantom Beast, and that Phantom Beast's strength was at least tier 3 or higher. So to prevent them from wetting their pants when they see the Phantom Beast, he'll conduct a short-term special training before the mission begins. The arrogant men earlier felt like they were being underestimated. They claimed that they were the elites who emerged victorious from the Beast Tamer exams in their respective cities. Since they were so confident, the soldier decided to start with them. They were ready to demonstrate their strengths. They released the Phantom Beast balls, and their Phantom Beasts, Venomous Centipede, and Fire Hornbull came out. The soldier called his Golden Lion. When it came out, it wrecked the military vehicle's door. It roared loudly. Then it went on attacking the Fire Hornbull. Then it subdued the Venomous Centipede. It faced the Phantom Beast Tamers and roared loudly to intimidate them. Those two couldn't believe that their Phantom Beasts were taken down in one hit. The crowd was overwhelmed too. It happened so fast that it was terrifying. Wengzuan felt the same way too, especially when he knew that it was a tier 3 Golden Lion. The Phantom Beast was number 56 Golden Lion, and its attribute was Thunder. The next stage of evolution was the Thunderflame Lion. It has basic attributes like level 48 out of 60, with 2,859 out of 3,600 strength, 3,224 out of 3,600 agility, 2,189 out of 3,600 intelligence, and a strong attribute of thunder and weakness against water. The soldier informed them that the Golden Lion was merely the weakest among the dangers they will encounter in the future. They hoped that they didn't really think they could easily pass the military test. He screamed that those who lack the courage to die on the battlefield should leave immediately. It was their last chance. He added that the military doesn't need cowards. Those men couldn't believe that they would be sent off to their deaths. They decided to leave. A lot of them scurried away. Wenzhuan felt nervous, but he held his ground. He remembered what the vice president said to him, that the mission was extremely dangerous. However, the military possesses a technology that could enable his sister to stand again. He was asked if he wanted to give it a shot. Because of that, he was determined to pass the military's test. Then, he noticed Kelsa and asked her if she didn't want to leave. She took it as he's doubting her abilities. He clarified that it's not what he meant. He was just worried because her phantom beast went wild last time, and if it participated in such intense training, it could potentially develop hostility towards her. She responded that Jennifer was very obedient to her, so he doesn't need to worry. Then she pointed out that no one had it worse than him. For those who had remained, the soldier took it that they had decided on it. He proceeded on explaining the training plan for the next few days. He acknowledged that they were all elites from that year's various city beast tamers associations. Therefore, he's certain that he doesn't need to teach them much about commanding their own phantom beasts. That wasn't actually for Wengxuan because the strawberry cat was defiant of him. The soldier told them that he will teach them how to better coordinate with others to achieve mission objectives. They currently have 12 people remaining, so they will form teams of 3, making a total of 4 groups. He told them that if they're socially anxious, they could just wait for him to assign them their teammates. In the meantime, he gave them the freedom to form teams freely. People started coming up to each other since most of them knew each other. But Wengxuan doesn't know anyone there. 2 men approached Kelsa since they're 1 person short. They claimed that they're strong enough to protect her, but she rudely turned them down, saying that she's not interested in trash. It angered the man. He made his lightning rat teach the woman a lesson, but before it could, something moved at lightning speed and froze the lightning rat. The man got worried for his rat while Jennifer hissed at it loudly. He approached Wengxuan and told him that if lowered his head and begged her, she might actually consider teaming up with him. Wengxuan hadn't answered yet when someone approached him. She was a beautiful, elegant woman with black hair named Park Ji-hee. She told him that she wanted to team up with him. He blushed when he saw her. Also, he was puzzled as to why she chose him. It was like she read his mind and explained that earlier, when the instructor soldier released the golden lion, he was one of the closest to the battle, but she didn't see a trace of fear on his face. Instead, he was calm, so she thinks he would be a reliable teammate. He asked if she minds that his phantom beast was the strawberry cat. That made our pink boy a little bit annoyed. Our MC knew she would laugh at him if she knew about his strawberry cat, but she replied that it doesn't matter. She reasoned that phantom beasts can evolve to become stronger, but people can't. And since he has been honest about his phantom beast, she also wanted to show hers. She ordered it to reveal its form. She called it Kailin. It was the number 56 radiant lizard. Its attribute was light. It was at level 23 out of 60, and the next stage of evolution was radiant light lizard. Its strength was at 2,400 out of 3,600, agility of 2,600 out of 3,600, intelligence of 2,800 over 3,600, and its strong attribute was light and weak against dark. Wengxuan was caught off guard that it was a Tier 2 phantom beast. Seeing his reaction, she assumed that he would say yes. Having a Tier 2 phantom beast as a teammate would undoubtedly be a huge boost to their strength. He accepted her invitation. He extended his hand to her, but someone slapped it away. It was Kelsa. She was annoyed that he ignored her when she was talking to him. He didn't know how to react. I guess someone's jealous, huh? Kelsa argues that he shouldn't team up with someone of unknown origin like that woman. He questioned her what she meant when they were all from various beast tamer associations, but she insists that it would be a no. The soldier saw them and suggested that all 3 of them team up since they were close. Kelsa questioned him on what made him think that they were all close. The soldier knew he was right because he saw her phantom beast was quite fond of Wengxuan. She was surprised to see that Jennifer was clinging to his leg. She reminded her not to get close to the enemy. While watching them, the soldier thinks that involving kids like that in the mission was dangerous. He wished for them to enjoy the peaceful moments while they can before they enter the battlefield. Meanwhile, in the hospital, the dextrose dripped continuously as a man slowly gained consciousness. He looked bad, with a brace on his neck and an amputated hand. He was disoriented on where he was, Someone saw him and asked if he was awake. Baishi entered the room with military personnel. They addressed him as Sergeant Liu Xing. The man answered, but to his surprise, no sound came out. She saw his reaction and told him to calm down. She explained that his throat was lacerated and his vocal cords were damaged, so it will be very difficult for him to speak. She had questions for him, and he could answer by nodding or shaking his head at the military conference room. Baishi briefed everyone about the Phantom Beast evolving to Tier 3 by continuously devouring human lives. She stated that it must be eliminated before it evolves to Tier 3, otherwise, the entire city would face a devastating crisis. Someone stood up and announced that he'll explain the military's operational plan. He told them about the information Xing had gathered. The Phantom Beast's lair was a cave in the deepest part of the mountain range. They need to attack the cave from the front, eliminating anything that obstructs their path, and finally, eliminate or capture the Phantom Beast deep within the cave. Members of the Beast Tamer Association will assist them in blocking all exits of the mountain range, ensuring that the Phantom Beast doesn't break through their encirclement. Baishi knew she was being blunt, but she pointed out that the plan was more dangerous than a frontal assault. She was worried that those kids would really do something that dangerous. Director Liu replied that they don't have a choice. She made it clear that if the situation gets out of control, she would have those kids retreat immediately. He assured her that as long as they suppress that Phantom Beast with firepower, the mission experience for those young beast tamers will be no different from a spring outing. At the present moment, the soldiers stood in front of those kids and assumed that they had all reviewed the operational plan. He briefed them that the Phantom Beast was a peak Tier 2 Earth type, a giant rockworm. It's currently hiding in a cave, preparing to evolve to Tier 3. Once it successfully evolves to Tier 3, the entire city could be in danger. And for the sake of the city's people, they must succeed. Failure wasn't an option. Baishan asked Wengshuan how he felt about his first mission. He was surprised that she was there. He asked if she's also participating. She replied that it was natural for her to go with the military to the heart of the lair to suppress the Phantom Beast. She glanced sideways. Then she whispered to him that he shouldn't act tough like he did during the qualification exam. She reminded him that they were in a battlefield, and a single misstep could mean life or death. Then she reminded him that if he encountered a situation he can't handle, he should retreat immediately with the others. He saluted and replied yes. The entrance of the cave was eerie. They cautiously approached it. The frontline soldiers went first, followed by Baishin. One soldier then noticed a distinct smell. The cave had a foul odor. Baishi explained that although the giant rockworm was an Earth-type Phantom Beast, it was still a carrion feeder. The smell must be coming from the corpses of the dead creatures. Then, a soldier whipped his head, and to his surprise, he saw a swarm of spiders. He yelled to fire since monsters were closing in. The frontline fires continuously. A blazing fire swept through the monsters. Baishin had her Phantom Beast fire it. The other beast tamers beside her got ready too. She instructed them to adjust formation. She called the defensive-type Phantom Beast to stand in front and block the attacking horde of beasts. They all followed her order. The spiders leapt towards them. One of the beast tamers ordered his Phantom Beast Icehound to protect the vice president. The Icehound released extreme frost. The monsters in front of them froze. It formed like a giant crystal in front of them. Baishin hoped for everything to go well. Meanwhile, Wengshuan found something surprising. They inspected a large purple crystal. Kelsa wondered if it was an ore. She had never seen anything like that before. Jihi told them to be careful. She added that it's best not to touch something that doesn't look natural. Wengshuan agreed with her, and aside from that, their mission was to guard. He sensed something. Then he immediately dragged Kelsa while telling her to run away quickly. The ore started to glow brightly. It made the ground. Then it exploded. When the smoke subsided, it revealed a large silhouette with horns. It was a brown, bipedal lizard-like creature with horns. Wengshuan had no idea what's going on. It was the Phantom Beast that the military was hunting. He was confused that it was with them, and it obviously completed its evolution of becoming a Tier 3 Phantom Beast. It was called an Abyss Rock Dragon, an Earth-type Tier 3 Phantom Beast. And without letting them prepare, it used an earth-shattering stomp. Wengshuan told the girls to run because they wouldn't be able to handle that. They ran as fast as they could. But it roared loudly, that it made them stop and cover their ears. Kelsa complained that the roar was too ugly. He told Kelsa to be careful because he saw an incoming spider. Jennifer lets out an ice breath and froze it. She thanked it for saving her. Jihi realized that the Phantom Beast's roar was a call for companions. That alarmed them, which means that it won't leave them alive. A swarm of monsters crept in. Wang Zhuan called Strawberry Cat to take them down. It used meow meow fist skill and continuously punched the monsters. Although those beasts were weak, there were too many of them. Ji-hee knew that their goal wasn't to harm them, but to delay them until the big monster arrived. Kelsa pressured Wang Zhuan to think of something. She knew that if it continued, Jennifer's energy wouldn't last long. Wang Zhuan saw the Abyss Rock Dragon was close. He had no choice. Meanwhile, the soldiers faced a large spider. They fired at it continuously. It receives all the bullets. But it didn't do much damage. Baixin knew that he had to subdue that night spirit spider. It was a defensive-type phantom beast with almost no attack power. So, as long as they defeat it, they can interrupt the phantom beast evolving inside the cocoon. A beast tamer with a thorny flower phantom beast restricted the night spirit spider's movement. The vines wrapped around the spider's limbs, then Baixin ordered them to attack its weak point, the back. The beast tamer with the icehound ordered it to attack the back using ice spikes. The icehound leapt and shoots the ice spike on the back of the spider. It was bullseye. The night spirit spider fell. They celebrated taking it down. Baixin was thinking that as long as they took care of the phantom beast inside the cocoon, the mission would be over. She approaches the cocoon. She placed her hand on it. A crack has formed. The soldiers got worried for her and told her to be careful. The cocoon was opened from a force inside it, but to her surprise, it was empty. It was impossible because they hadn't stopped along the way, so it had no chance to escape. Suddenly, they heard a loud noise. She started running to where it was coming from. She realized that the phantom beast knew they were coming in advance, so it made a fake cocoon to deceive them. It left it there long ago and went somewhere else to evolve. She ordered all beast tamers to immediately go rescue the kids stationed at the escape route of the beast. She knew that the phantom beast had successfully evolved into an abyss rock dragon. It was too dangerous and they must protect the children. He hoped that nothing would happen to those kids. There was a loud sound at the cave. The abyss rock dragon whipped its tail around. Debris flew everywhere. The difference between its strength and Kelsa's phantom beast was obvious. Unless they hit its weak spot, they wouldn't do any damage at all. Although Ji-hee's level was only slightly different from the abyss rock dragon's level, the problem was her beast wasn't an offensive type. Kelsa reminded him that he said he had something in mind. She probed what they should do. He told them that they have to hit the crystal on its head. Its core was its weakness, and it's the only way they could damage it. The follow-up question was, how were they going to get there? He asked Ji-hee if her light-type phantom beast could create an illusion to confuse it. She replied yes, but the duration was very short. He grabbed Strawberry Cat and started running while requesting from Kelsa to make him an ice path. She instructed Jennifer to do it. It breathes ice, and formed the ice staircase. When he reached the end of the path, he jumped up high and told Ji-hee that it was time. She instructed Kaylin to use an illusionary light curtain. Her phantom beast jumped from her shoulder and released a bright light from its body. The abyss rock dragon got distracted by it, and that was their chance. He threw the Strawberry Cat towards it so it could take it down. The Strawberry Cat was serious about its task. It punched the head of the abyss rock dragon and made the dragon roar in pain. The girls were happy to have succeeded in harming it, but it made the abyss rock dragon furious, and that wasn't good. It released a giant fireball. It was too close to Wang Zhuan. Strawberry Cat stepped in and pushed him out of its way, and the Strawberry Cat got caught up in it. It crashed on a boulder. Wang Zhuan immediately went to its side, but the abyss rock dragon approached them too, and it was ready to hit them. Kelsa got worried. Ji-hee yelled at him to dodge. He braced himself. Unexpectedly, the Strawberry Cat blocked the attack. He got confused on what's going on. The Strawberry Cat's aura had changed. It was terrifying. The system had warned him that it's going berserk. He asked what was wrong. The Strawberry Cat grew long fur on its back. Its body trembled as it raised the claw of the abyss rock dragon away from it. Then its body had fully changed. Our boy is evolving. It landed on the ground and glared ahead. Then it rushed towards the abyss rock dragon. It packed a punch and left an abyss rock dragon dumbfounded. It moved quickly too. It appeared near the tail and hopped on its back. And then punched it. It made a hole in its back. Abyss rock dragon tries to attack it, but it jumps away from it and showed up on its face. And then it slashed its forehead, which made the crystal crack. After that, the abyss rock dragon fell. Wang Zhuan was worried about what was wrong with his phantom beast. He had no idea what the system meant about it going berserk. The girls approached him and asked what was wrong with his phantom beast that it became so powerful. He replied that he had no idea either. Someone then said that since they chased it all the way there, it's not its fault. They asked who it was. They were surprised at what they saw. It was a large bird with a fiery left wing and an icy right wing. It questioned how it was called a strawberry cat's strength, and it inquired if it had met their expectations. Kelsa couldn't believe that it could talk. Wengzuan asked if the strawberry cat's power was its doing. It replied that it's the power that he was eagerly searching for. He was taken aback with its answer. This phantom beast replied that it ignited the deepest anger within it, and its anger was enough to destroy all bonds, including him. The strawberry cat became more muscular, and 2 long fangs formed on its mouth. It faced them. They got cautious. They were all curious on how it turned out that way. The system warned him that it was going berserk, and suggested that for his safety, he should eliminate it. He yelled at it to calm down. But it was so angry, it charges towards them. Fortunately, Wengzuan was able to duck. He was confused about how it happened. Kelsa ordered Jennifer to save him immediately, while Ji-hee also instructed Kylan to protect him. The 2 phantom beasts were hit, and that didn't sit well with this bee. Kelsa pressured Wengzuan to think of something. He forced himself to do something, otherwise everyone would die. He took a deep breath. Then it taunted it by asking if it was because it didn't like its milk that morning. He told the strawberry cat that it needs to be disciplined. The way he mocked it was funny. He caught its attention, and it charged towards him. Then he started running. He knew that the strawberry cat became like that after getting close to that phantom beast, so he thought that if it could get away with it, it would return to normal. Kelsa was annoyed that he did that because it was already angry and he provoked it further, but Ji-hee understood what he was thinking. She instructed Kayleen to create an illusion to help the strawberry cat get away from that phantom beast. Kayleen covered the bird phantom beast with illusionary light. Its eyes glowed. It saw itself like it was staring at a mirror. It narrated that its people became experimental material and died in the hands of humans, and this creature, the survivor, can only endure endless pain. It was the most proud achievements of the researchers, and it would be their downfall too. Ice wind formed on its right wing, and flames circled its left wing. The illusion that Kylene made couldn't stop it. It ordered the strawberry cat to kill the human that had enslaved it. A light passes through the strawberry cat's ear. Our MC immediately noticed that. Then it attacked Wengzuan with its claws. Wengzuan coughed blood. He was scratched on the arm. He knew he couldn't run that far to the military base. He lost hope. The strawberry cat approached him and raised its arm. He can only brace himself for the attack, when suddenly someone called out to him. It was Baishin on a bird phantom beast. She attacked the strawberry cat and got it stuck on a spider web. Then it was wrapped with the web. She alighted the bird mount. Then she approached the test subject E06. She told it that the president had been looking for it. The phantom beast recognized her. It also greeted her that it had been a long time since they saw each other, and it didn't expect to meet her there. She told it to surrender quietly because it had nowhere else to run, but it got furious. 2 creatures wrapped with black mist appeared, and then attacked her. She called her bird phantom beast, Xiaoshi, to attack the chest. Xiaoshi flew towards it and hit its chest with its talons, but E06 was ready to end the fight there. Black mist was wrapped around it, and before it disappears, it tells her that it will kill all of humans next time they meet. She ordered Xiaoshi not to let it get away. Xiaoshi released a powerful beam from its wings, but E06 had already disappeared. Baishi wasn't pleased that it got away again. She glanced at the kids and instructed Xiaoshi to come back. The situation ended, and they went back. Baishi was in the office when she looked at the window with worry. Wengzuan approached her and inquired why that phantom beast hated the humans so much. She didn't really want to tell him, but she revealed that experiment E06 was once the product of an extreme experiment in the academy. It was originally a common night falcon, but was forced to undergo extensive modification and energy injections. During the experiment, it was tortured beyond imagination and witnessed countless companions die horribly on the experimental table. For it, human cruelty has long been etched into its very being. He concluded that it became that way because of the experiments, but he also acknowledged that it helped Strawberry Cat become stronger. The confusing part was it controlled it to attack them. She explained that it wanted to use his phantom beast to take revenge on humans. It wanted phantom beasts to rebel against beast tamers and kill them. It was its only desire that's keeping it alive. He felt pained about it. She told him not to worry anymore and urged him to go out and let the two girls know that he's safe. He got his arm wrapped in bandages. She watched him leave. She wondered how Experiment E06 or the Night Falcon would end that chaos. Meanwhile, in the forest, the Night Falcon crashed on the ground. It used too much power. It was worried that Baishin had caught up. It cursed the humans out loud. Unexpectedly, someone approached it. Its eyes looked angry. But it got surprised when it saw a little girl tending to its wound. She was focused on wiping its wings. Immediately, the Night Falcon distanced itself while yelling at it not to touch it. The kid told the Night Falcon that there's nothing to be afraid of because she just wanted to help. It was bleeding a lot and she knew that if it went on, it would die. She rummaged through her basket and gave the Night Falcon a fish to help recover its strength. The Night Falcon was surprised, and also puzzled why she's not afraid. It asked if she wasn't afraid that it would kill her. She replied that she's an orphan, and no one would care if she dies, so she's not afraid of death. It asked why she still continues to live. She replied that the person who raised her before told her that there were so many delicious things in the world, and before she finishes eating all those delicious things, she doesn't want to die yet. She ate the cooked fish while she urged the Night Falcon to try the raw fish that she gave. The Night Falcon looked at her smiling face and accepted the fish. They ate together.
Thank you all for watching. Please watch this next Giga Chad video, and I'll see you guys next time. Also, support the channel by joining the Summon Club membership. You can also support by just liking the video and being awesome.